There's two things this summer I'm really looking forward to. First would be all the Oreo iced cappuccinos from Tim Hortons and the Voltus 5 Legacy episodes coming up this summer. Here are my thoughts for episode 5, Camp Big Falcon. Be warned, spoilers ahead. Now, each episode starts off with a recap, nakaraan. And it makes me wonder, it's only been a couple of days since the last episode, and clearly shows that need a recap would require that at the beginning because a certain amount of time has lapsed, a week perhaps. Some shows typically, like for example, Game of Thrones would be every week, every Sunday. But Voltus 5 is kind of occurring on a more frequent basis. So is a recap really necessary? Anyway, so in this episode, we find out Ned plans to head back to Bosania to tie up loose ends and hopefully reunite with his lost love, Rosalia. And of course, any responsible father would never leave their family. Remember, Ned's not really human; he's an alien, so I guess he gets a pass for now. Now, the best part about this episode, in my opinion, was we get up close and personal with the Voltus team, starting with Jamie. I gotta admit, Isabella Ortega's entrance was really, really cute. Cute to the way where, like, remember back in the day when you were like a little boy and you saw that girl, it's like your crush, your teenage crush. Well, Isabella Ortega did just that. Seeing her come out on screen for the first time, you get that little crush feeling. Oy, cute yan. Naks naman. Now, guys, I said it before, the character development is very, very important. And I'm glad that they're slowly breaking the ice with each of the characters. We get to know a little bit about their personalities, their imperfections, their quirks, and things that, kind of drive their motivation throughout the story. And I think that's what makes a good storyline is when the characters are mixed in together with the conflict and it becomes a cohesive story in the end. Now, the unveiling of the Voltus 5 robot where the doors opened up while they were in training, it was great. It had a lot of visual eye candy where it was clearly being constructed. Half of it was done. It was floating. It reminded me of a Gundam for some reason. I see those. You guys ever see those Gundam busts where half of the robot's done and it's just like the torso? It reminded me of that, and it looked good. However, for one big glaring problem, which I noticed. Now, if you look closely, I'm a big proponent of depth when it comes to the visual standards, and you can clearly tell that when the doors open, it was almost like the Voltus 5 robot was on a big LCD panel that opened up and they were looking through an LCD screen. It just looked a little flat. Yeah, I think the lighting had something to do with it, or maybe just even where they were standing. They were clearly in a room where the door opened up, and you can tell that the lighting from there didn't match the one they were standing in, and you can clearly tell that it was just like a TV screen they were standing in front of. And again, shows the budget that the show has, and it's fine, I guess. There is a budget. I understand that. A lot of people have commented that the show has a budget. I get it. Yes. But, again, being a big proponent of Voltus 5, we just want the best for the show. That's what me commenting on those little nitpicks. It's just creative criticism for the most part. Okay, so don't get riled up. A lot of people get all flustered that it's just a TV show. Come on, not there's a lot of people that can't afford. Like, I get it. Yes, all right. We just want the show to succeed. All the people that are speaking negatively, the backlash that the fans have, that's all it is. Do you guys remember Sonic the Hedgehog when it first came out? And the fan backlash actually got the director to change the production to change Sonic's eyes. Now, this is the true story. If you haven't gotten a chance to read about it because this story was very interesting. Playing the Sega video games for a very long time, you know what Sonic the Hedgehog looks like. But when they released a preview of what the movie was going to be, the internet blew up. Everybody just said, yo, it looks like shit. It doesn't look anything. And you know what? The director stepped up and said, you know what? We take things very seriously here. Let me take a step back. They pushed the production back and made it the way Sonic should be. Okay? That, in my opinion, is respecting the fan base, taking constructive criticism correctly. Hopefully people in the production get to see the fans feedback, and that's all we're doing. It's not about, we don't like what you're doing. No, we actually appreciate it. Put it this way, I wouldn't be watching this show this far if I didn't like it. If I didn't like it at all, I would have just said, nah, I'm not wasting my time, because time is money. Now, another moment that I noticed the budget was starting to show was the scene where Steve and Big Bert were talking to the guard in front of Camp Big Falcon. If you look closely, there's a little faint halo around their heads. I don't know if that was meant on purpose. It was done in post. Clearly made it seem like they were, on a green screen type of background, and kind of made me go, ugh, because it's just so obvious. It just looked like, I don't know why they put the soft halo focus around their heads there, but if you look closely, you can see it. There was another scene where we find a flying beetle or a bug that was piloted by Little John. Another glaring CGI blunder in my eyes. Now, there's something about CGI that just disconnects your brain from reality, okay? I was watching the movie Aliens, James Cameron's Aliens, the second one, and I was blown away by how everything in that movie, this was pre CG, looked effing amazing, okay? I miss movies like that. I don't know about you guys, but when I see movies that are just done in practical effects, now I don't know if Voltus 5 can be done with practical effects, but sometimes a little mix of practical effects maybe might add to the realism of the show, because again, that the scene with the CGI bug, like, just kind of takes you out of the equation, like you're trying your best to try to accept the show for what it is and enjoy it, but you can't help but your brain tell you that it's fake. It's just fake. We also get a preview of Octo One in the background. If you look closely onto the side, while Little John's controlling the bug, the CGI bug, let's not, you know, expect too much, because after seeing that bug, I'd hate to see what they would have for Octo One in future episodes. You know what I'm saying? Now, there was a sparring match Jamie had. It was very lackluster. It needed something. I felt that that scene should have had her, like, getting beat up or losing or something that kind of made it more interesting. But when I think about that moment where she was sparring, I don't really remember much of it because there was nothing memorable about it. And I think that's what this show needs, is moments that would pull you in, any moments that would make it memorable. I think that's what the secret of a successful show would take you, is something that you would always remember, something even out of the ordinary. I'd be happy to have somebody throw something random that I would remember. We're 5 episodes into the Voltus 5 Legacy series, and I learned something. I learned that the Voltus 5 Legacy show is a show that it is what it is. I had high expectations coming into the show, and I still do. I still do. Don't get me wrong. I want the best. We haven't seen any of the Beast Fighters in action yet. As far as some areas of the show, you kind of learn how to accept it for what it is. And rather than me have a bad time, and that's not my intention, again, it's not to belittle the show. I didn't come on here to make fun of it. So far, I'm still on board. I haven't given up. I'm of the opinion that anybody who has the same level that I have since the very beginning, the very first episode, maybe should turn up the notch a little bit down. Because of the budget, I get it. But if your expectations, as how I stated before, oh, Pacific Rim is so good, why can't, you know what? Whatever they have is what it is. It's just, you have to accept it, and it's just time to move forward. The day I give up on Voltus 5, you'll know. I probably will just make a video and say, yeah, guys, I'm out, but I'm not there yet. I've gotten this far that I've learned to just kind of accept it for what it is. The scene with Marianne and the kids by the resort, it looks like they were in Batangas or something. Oh boy, I miss the Philippines. I haven't been back home since 2013. Last time I was there was for my Lola's birthday when she was still alive. And needless to say, I owe my family a visit. They're watching. My family in Frisco and UP. I would like to visit someday. It's just things are a little, you know, busy here up in where I am. I don't want to disclose where I am right now, but you probably have a good idea where I am because of Tim Hortons Cup. It's way overdue, and I need to visit the Philippines. And seeing that scene with Marianne and the kids made me miss it a bit. Now, wrapping things up, this episode gets 4 out of 5. Decent episode overall, and looking forward to the next one. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know. And if you haven't had a chance, guys, please get a moment to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and the notification bell when my next video is up. And good news is I actually binged 5, 6, 7. I will watch 8, 9, and 10 this weekend. But do stick around for more Volts 5 goodies. Guys, thanks for watching. Bye for now.